Do you know that you're such a loser? I mean, you are already 42 years old. You don't have any kids and you're not even married. You're a total failure. I mean, don't you still live at your home with our parents? I can't believe that you're the older sister and yet, compared to your, me, younger sister, you're a complete loser. All you do is stay at all home all day and live off our parents' hard-earned money while you don't contribute anything at all. How can you even live with yourself when that's your life? Don't you think that that's just totally pathetic? You really are useless, you know that.
Joanne, it had been so long since I last heard from you that I was beginning to hope that you had finally given up on ever wanting to talk to me again. But I guess you were just waiting to come at me with a whole slew of new insults, weren't you? I guess I can't really say that I'm surprised at you for doing this, though. But it's okay, because that means that I can't say that I didn't see it coming either. So if this is all you have to say to me, I hope we can make this quick.
Aw, poor little loser. Did you really think that you could get rid of me that easily? You think that just because you're single that your little sister would forget all about you? Don't you worry. I was thinking for so long about how sad and lonely and pathetic you must feel about yourself all the time. Not only that, but unlike you, I've been very busy raising my children, something that you are never ever going to have to do in a million years because you can't have kids.
Is that what you've been busy with? Well, I guess you deserved this little break to insult me then, didn't you?
Even through text, I can almost see you shaking with rage as you type the last message. You make it way too easy to get under your skin. Do you know that?
No, it's not that. It's just that I really don't have time to waste on you if all you're going to do is talk down to me.
Well, then don't you worry, because that isn't the only thing that I wanted to talk to you about. The thing is that my family and I are thinking of moving back into my parents' house. So what do you think about that, huh?
Hold on a second. All of you are going to come and live here again? Why? What happened to bring this on all of a sudden? Do you seriously think that you can just show up at the house unannounced and move in because you say so? Because that is not how that is going to work. Do you understand me?
Oh, come on now. You make it sound like I'm being some kind of completely unreasonable monster for something like that. The truth is that I'm actually about to have my 5th child. Pretty amazing, don't you think? Do you even know anyone who has 5 kids? I seriously doubt it. It's almost ironic, isn't it? I get all the kids while you get none. Sometimes the universe just likes to play cruel little jokes on the losers in this world, huh? But anyways, I'm telling you this so that you know that it's time for you to pack up your bags and leave now.
Oh, well, congratulations on the 5th child then. I guess some kind of celebration should be in order or something, right? And your husband must be happy since this is the first child that you're having with him, isn't that right?
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh? It's fine. You don't have to answer that. It's clear that you're just jealous and trying to rain on my parade is all.
And aren't I allowed to do that after the way that you've treated me over the years? Why are you the only one that gets to insult me? Besides, you're the one who thinks that you can kick me out of the house just because you're having another child.
Well, that's exactly right. This is going to be my 5th child, so it's important that my husband and I have enough space for everyone to run around. And since you're not going to be pumping out any kids anytime soon, you can go ahead and just move out, you fat, ugly cow.
There you go again, thinking that you can give me orders while you insult me. Just what makes you think that I'm going to listen to you if you treat me like this? Do you really think that I'm just going to bend over backwards to give you whatever it is that you want? That isn't going to happen. Just because I'm not married and don't have any kids doesn't mean that I don't have a role to play in this house. I mean, you do realize that I'm the one taking care of our parents, don't you? Do you really think that you and your husband taking care of all 5 of your kids are going to be able to give mom and dad the care they need at their age? And do you really think that mom and dad are going to go along with kicking out me, their live-in nurse, just so that you can invade their home? I mean, all that is going to do is make so much more work for them. I bet you were hoping that you would get to use mom and dad as a free babysitting service, right? Well, I can tell you right now that they don't want that at all, and you're being delusional if you think that's what's going on.
Whoa, you must be really thinking that the world revolves around your lonely, childless self, don't you? How dare you think that you can tell me what I can and can't do, and how dare you try and speak for our parents too?
I'm trying to speak for anyone but myself, but the fact of the matter is that I've been living here for years and I am much more in tune with what our parents want than you are.
You're always like that. You always think that just because you're the older sister that you can boss me around as if we're kids or something like that. Do you not understand that I'm literally pregnant with my 5th child right now? I'm ready to burst any moment now, basically. How dare you try and turn away a poor mother just wanting a home for her children and family, all so that you can continue not to pay any rest at all?
I didn't ever say anything about being the older sister at all. You were the one who brought that up right now. What are you even talking about?
There you go again, making excuses and trying to take back what you said as if you didn't already say it. But let's just go over the facts of matter at hand here. I have 5 kids and you have none. I have had 3 husbands and you have had none. So basically, that makes me the better daughter of the 2 of us. And that means that you need to give up the house to me right now.
I don't even know if you're reading the messages that I'm sending you anymore, but you are clearly just deluded if you think any of what you're saying means anything. All I'm saying is that if you show up to mom and dad's place one day with all your kids and your husband in tow, that they are not going to be happy with you. Why are you so intent on being a burden to our parents when they're this old already?
You still just don't get it at all, do you? Then again, I guess a single barren shrew like you couldn't get it really.
What don't I get? What on earth could you possibly be talking about now?
The only person who's here is causing any trouble for our parents. The only person holding them back, ruining their retirement, and ruining their lives is you, Amy. You're nothing but a parasite in that house, and you're literally sucking the life out of mom and dad before their very eyes. I can see it clearly as day 2. But you're the one deluding that yourself, you're just helping them. But the truth is that you're the one that's bad here, not me. I'm just trying to do what's best for my family. Don't you get that?
You know, Joanne, I am sure that you are the only person who feels that way about me. Because I am sure that if you went and asked mom and dad, they would not call me a parasite.
Are you really sure about that? Is that the case? Or is it just that they're too sweet to hurt your feelings and too feeble to realize what is it that you're doing to them? You really think that they enjoy having their eldest daughter unmarried and childless around them all the time? You really need to grow up and face the facts.
How dare you tell me not to speak for mom and dad when you are pretending to know what they're thinking and keeping inside them? I have no idea where you are getting any of these ideas from, but I am just getting sick and tired of you treating me like this.
Well, it's only going to get worse for you because all of our bags are packed here and we are going to be headed over to the house tomorrow.
Hold on a second. You all are going to be arriving here tomorrow? But there's not even a room here ready for one guest, let alone a whole family like yours.
Well, then I guess you had better make sure that there is by the time we get there, or else things are going to get much worse for you, I can assure you that. And don't forget to pack your bags too, because we are not going to be sharing that house with someone like you. Do you understand me?
Why do you always have to talk to me like this? Why can't we ever just have a nice, polite conversation where you don't insult me with every other message that you send, huh?
I wouldn't have to insult all the time if you would just shut up and listen to me like you ought to. Anyways, I've told you our schedule. You better make sure that everything is ready for us by the time we get there, or else. Got it?
Joanne, I am trying to tell you that this is not going to work out. You and your family can't come and live here. Are you even reading any of these messages? I am telling you that you can't come and live here.
Well, you finally forced our hand, Amy. You weren't moving out even though we gave you more than enough warning. So I took it up upon myself to gather up all your belongings around the house and get rid of them all. Now the house is finally free of your presence and we can live here comfortably.
Excuse me? You did what? Did you really gather up my things and get rid of them? Why would you do that? What is the matter with you?
I already told you why I did it. We told you to move out. You didn't listen to us. You didn't give me any other choice. Don't you realize that? Hopefully now you realize that I was being serious and you'll move out like I told you in the first place.
You do realize that you've already pushed out our own parents out of their house too, don't you? When you showed up with all your kids and your husband, you put way too much on Mom and Dad's plate all at once. You put the house into such chaos that I couldn't even do the things I normally would to take care of them.
And just whose fault is that for not thinking of a solution to that problem before we all showed up? I don't understand why you would even bother to ask for help when you know that I'm already too busy with all my kids.
Well, that's fine, but why even come here and live in the house if you aren't going to help take care of it, or Mom and Dad who were already living here, huh?
How dare you try and talk to me like that when you're nothing but a filthy little parasite? You don't get to talk to me or boss me around. If anything, you should be apologizing to me for still even being in the house. It's all your fault that things aren't going well because you didn't listen to me when I tried to warn you that we're coming. And I know that Mom and Dad are more than happy that we're all here with them right now. Are you really telling me that they would rather live with just you over being so close to all of their grandchildren? No way.
Look, I am telling you that Mom has told me that she is really upset that you all just showed up here one day and decided that you were going to be living here, okay?
And I'm telling you that I don't buy a word of that, okay? You're nothing but a parasite and I'm not going to listen or take orders from you. I mean, you aren't married and you don't have any kids, so what do you know about living together with a family, huh? Maybe you should just have learned from my example and follow my path. But you didn't. And now, look at you. You're lonely, pathetic, and worst of all, you don't have any children at all. I have 5 kids. That makes me 5 times the daughter that you are. Got it? You're just an ugly, unwanted little nobody who is never ever going to be loved by anyone. So why don't you just leave the house already? The only ones who are going to have to leave the house are you, your husband, and all your little kids too. And just how are you going to make us do that, huh? Are you really going to ruin how happy we've made by being here all because you're upset that I've taken your place in the house? You stupid little ingrate. This is your mother speaking to you right now. Wait, what? What do you mean? Mom, is that really you? Are you texting me from Amy's phone? Oh, that's right. And Amy has shown me all of the horrible messages that you've been sending her, which means that I have seen all the cruel insults that you've been hurling at her too. Did you really think that any of this was okay? You know that I can't let you get away with this, don't you? I want you and your family to pack your things and get ready to leave. I'm going to call a friend who owns a truck and he'll move you back into your house. Wait, hold on, Mom. Are you serious about this? You aren't really just going to kick us out of here, are you? I mean, we just moved in and settled down. Besides, I thought that you would have been happy to be living with your favorite daughter and near all of your grandkids too. Of course I'm serious. I mean, did you really think that you could just barge in here and suddenly announce that you're going to be living here? Don't you think that I can't even walk properly? Your sister has here been helping me around and do things around the house this whole time. But now I can hardly even hear myself think, much less move around freely with all these people in my house. Please, you've got to be kidding me, right? This is some kind of joke. You're not really Mom. It's just Amy pretending to be you, right? Why are you asking me this via text when we're all in the same house? You can come up to my room and ask me to my face if you really want to know. In fact, do that right now. I want to talk to you right this second. In the meantime, I'm going to call my friend and have him bring his truck over. Tell your husband and children that they need to pack up all their things right now. But why would you do that? Why do you need to call your friend and ask him to bring his truck over? I don't understand. I already told you why. It's so that he can take all your crap out of my house. So then you're really serious? You're going to choose Amy over your other daughter, all your grandchildren? Do you think it's easy to get 4 children to pack up all their things and move all the way over here? We just got here. I don't care if you moved in here with a whole football team. You are all doing nothing but causing chaos and making a mess of my home, and I'm furious with you. Why are you even coming back if you're not going to do anything to help me out? I was happy to be here with your dad and Amy. But I really didn't know that. I thought that Amy was just being a parasite. I thought you would have liked to be with the family. You mean you thought you could just do this without even asking me about it first? I thought it would be a nice surprise for you, is all. Besides, I never once told you that you would be allowed to live here, and had you asked, I still would have said no. Please, you can't kick us out though. We already canceled the lease on our old place, and we don't have anywhere else to go. Well, it sounds to me like that's a problem for you and your husband to figure out amongst yourselves. But I want you all out of my house, and if you don't leave, I will make you two leave. Do you understand me? Now, I'm going to put your sister back on while I call my friend. I'm serious. If you don't start backing up right now, we will just start throwing your things outside. But you can't do that to me. It isn't fair. I was just trying to think of my family. You can understand that, right?
Hello, Joanne? It's Amy again. Well, I guess this is what you get for trying to kick me out of Mom and Dad's place without even talking to them about it first.
This isn't fair. How could Mom do this to me? I can't help if that's what she wants. I don't mind helping at all.
I really don't think that Mom wants any help from you or your children or your husband at all. I mean, do you even know the first thing about nursing?
Well, I bet I could figure it out.
And you're really just taking our own mom's life into your hands like that? You really are one of the most selfish people that I have ever met. Do you know that? I wasn't just living with Mom and Dad because I didn't have anywhere else to go. I literally went to nursing school. I learned about elder care. I have skills that they need. I wasn't being a parasite either. Mom and Dad and I had a deal where I could live with them in exchange for taking care of them like I had been.
But I thought that you were just trying to kiss up to Mom and Dad so that they would give you more of their inheritance.
If you think you're getting a penny of that at all now, then you really do need to talk to Mom. She's telling me that she's going to call her lawyer next and have you taken out of her will.
What? Would she really do that? But that isn't fair.
Also, she said if you don't start packing up your things right now, that she would call the cops and force you all out.
Oh no! How did this all come to this? This isn't fair!
In the end, Joanne and her family were able to pack up their bags and get her family moved out of Mom and Dad's place. Although her husband was furious with her, and I heard that they were going to get a divorce. After hearing about that, however, I decided to block Joanne on everything and have done my best to avoid hearing about her ever since. At this point, I just hope that her kids turn out okay with such a wreck of a mother. As for my parents and I, we decided that it would be better to move somewhere new where Joanne couldn't find us, and with more amenities for my parents.
Hey Mom, can I bring a friend over today? Wow, you're already making friends? You've only been at your new school for a few days now. That's great. What can I say? Well, aren't you a social butterfly? Just like I was. Of course they can come. Although, I have to admit, I was worried switching schools in 8th grade would be difficult, but this is good. Are you part of a friend group now and everything? Mom, you worry too much. Even in a worst-case scenario, I've got plenty of things that I like doing by myself. I suppose that's true. Oh, will your friends be coming to dinner as well? How many people? Just one. Her name is Mia. She says she's not picky about food. Good to know. Maybe I'll pull out all the stops and try out a new recipe on you guys. Just what you normally make is fine. Thanks, Mom. Mom, I'm sorry. It looks like I might be a bit late. You know I want you to come home right away since you decided not to do any extracurricular activities. Are you on your way home right now? Yeah, I'm on my way. It's getting dark earlier now, so be careful, okay? I know, Mom. Oh, and by the way, there was something I wanted to ask you. Yeah? It's about your friend Mia. I was talking to one of the neighbors earlier. Apparently Mia was in reform school until a little bit before we moved here. Do you know if that's true? Yeah. It's true. Oh, really? I was so surprised when I heard. She seems so nice. I know, right? Me too. But Mia is a good kid. I'm sure of it. I don't think they put good kids in reform school. But you're right. She's got good manners, at least. She didn't strike me as a bad kid at all. Right? I knew you'd understand. Actually, some kids at school told me I shouldn't hang out with her. One of my teachers even pulled me aside and seemed a bit worried. I don't think anybody understands her. So then why did she get put in reform school? I've heard that you can technically get sent there as young as 12. But I've also heard that it's rare for kids that young. Well, is it something you don't want to tell me? No, it's fine. Everyone else already knows anyway. It's just, I don't want to gossip about Mia like this. See, that's one of the best things about you, honey. It's really wonderful to be considerate of other people's feelings. But I think it'd be best for me to know about this. I promise I won't talk to anyone else about it, okay? Okay. Mia got caught shoplifting a few times. And even though she got caught, she kept on doing it. And then one time, she was waiting for her mom to come pick her up from holding, but her mom refused to take her back. Kids our age normally don't get sent to reform school because their parents come and pick them up, but with everything Mia had done, there wasn't much else they could do. Okay, I see. I wonder why she shoplifted so much. Even Mia said she doesn't know why. Anyway, she says she doesn't do it anymore. I think she really got reformed. I guess so. Well, she might have had a lot going on, but if it ever seems like she's going to do it again, I want you to stop her, okay? I know, of course I will. Okay, I'm trusting you. But you've been coming home late recently, you know that. I don't want to butt into your life with your friends, and you should be able to hang out with who you want to. Anyway, all I'm saying is that I trust you. But just so you know, if you keep breaking curfew because you're hanging out with Mia, then your father and I might start to think that Mia is having a bad influence on you. So try to keep that in mind, okay? Okay, sorry. It's fine, as long as you understand. Anyway, I'll stop bothering you for now. Thanks again for telling me about Mia. And we're having hamburgers tonight, so get home quick. Yay! Okay, on my way. Sophia, it's past curfew. Sophia, what's going on? Didn't you just tell me the other day that you would stop doing things that make us question your judgment? I'm sorry. I'll head home soon. What are you doing? Are you with Mia? Sophia! Don't ignore me. Mom, I need your help. Mia collapsed all of a sudden. What? She's burning up. I've been taking care of her. But I think she just went unconscious. What happened? Where are you right now? We're in an empty building behind the school. What? What are you doing there? She said her mom has been treating her worse than usual lately. So we've been meeting up here lately. Is that right? Okay, you can give me the details later. Just send me your location for now. I'll come and get you. Thanks, Mom. Hello. Sorry to bother you so late. My name's Kelly. I'm not sure if I have the right number. Is this Mia's mother, Catherine? There's something I need to tell you about Mia. Yeah, this is Catherine. What is it? What's she done this time? Thank you for responding. It seems my daughter Sophia and Mia have become really close recently. I'm sorry it took me so long to introduce myself. Oh. I don't see any reason you should need to introduce yourself. So, what is it that you want to tell me? Is that it? I've taken your daughter to the hospital. She had a really high fever and passed out. She took some medicine and now she's relaxed and sleeping well. So what? You trying to ask me to pay the hospital bill or something? You were the one that decided to take her to the hospital all on your own, right? I'm not paying you a single penny. No, that's not it. I called you because I wanted to ask if Mia can stay at our place tonight, so that she can get a good night's rest. Go ahead. By all means. I can't believe people these days, sticking their noses in other people's business like this. Since you decided to take care of her without asking, then do whatever you want. But I tell you, if you come here asking me to give you money for all this, we're gonna have some words. We've got no money to be wasting on stuff like this over here. Oh, I'm well aware of that. Huh? I've heard all about your situation from your daughter. You guys are on welfare, aren't you? Yeah, what about it? You're trying to say I should have money because the government helps us out? No, not at all. But if you're on welfare, then you don't have to pay medical fees, right? So why wouldn't you take Mia to the hospital? You know what? Since you have no idea what you're talking about, I'll fill you in. You have to go to the welfare office to get free hospital care. There's a lot of steps to it. If that's all it is, then you should do it, shouldn't you? What the hell? I'm in so much pain every day that I can barely work. I don't know where you get off saying something like that. I'm sorry about that. But it's not just that. From what I understand, you're not feeding her regularly either. So I hear she's gotten in trouble for shoplifting quite a few times. Why is that, I wonder? You don't even have enough money to buy food? She has school lunches. What do you think I send her to school for? She's in middle school. She can't live off just school lunch, especially not at her age. And what about weekends and holidays when she isn't in school? How can you be so cruel to your own daughter? Will you stop telling me how to take care of my own child? Are you out of your mind? I want to be able to eat what everyone else is eating too, but I push through it somehow. We're not as rich as you, so don't go judging us by your white-collar standards. From what I hear, welfare provides more than enough money to live off of. A case in point, I hear you order DoorDash all the time. Are you eating all that takeout all by yourself without giving any to your daughter? If you use that money to cook at home, then she would have more than enough to eat. Who do you think you are? What are you, my caseworker or something? No, you're just my daughter's friend's nosy mother, so get off my back. If you're so worried about Mia, then why don't you take care of her? Can I? I'll do whatever you feel like. God knows that I won't miss her. She wasn't even cute as a baby. The only reason she's still here is because it's too much of a pain to get rid of her legally. She looks just like my ex-husband, and she pisses me off. So believe me, if I could throw her out, I would. That lazy scum won't even pay child support. I take better care of her than he would, at least. I understand. Well then, I'll look after Mia from now on. Otherwise, I'm afraid she'll just get sick again. Yeah, good luck with that. While you're at it, feel free to take care of her all the way until she's done with school. Hey, what the hell did you do? Do you have any idea what you just did? Ah, hello. Did your conversation about Mia go well? Thanks for doing that. Don't mess with me. I've been called into child services. They said I don't take care of my kid properly. It was you, wasn't it? You put her up to it. I was the one who suggested it, but Mia was the one who decided to go. She's a responsible young girl. She can make her own choices. Anyway, we told them about all the things you've done to her up until now. You've gone way too far. Why are you doing all of this anyway? What are you getting out of it? Nothing. This is just the logical result of talking with Mia. She doesn't want to go hungry and have to shoplift for food anymore. All she wants is a place to sleep and enough food to eat. This is what she has to do to get that. She's going to be in high school in less than a year. Just a few more years until she's 16 and she can get a job. I was counting on that extra money coming in. Now what am I supposed to do? Are you saying you were going to make her drop out of school and work? Duh. She has to pay me back for giving her a place to stay all these years, doesn't she? Otherwise, what would have been the point of me having her? Mia said she wants to go to college. And from what I hear, she's very intelligent, gets good grades. What you're suggesting would completely ruin her future. There are a lot of systems in place to help out struggling families. Look, I told you already. I don't feel the same way about my kid as you do. She's just like her father, and I can't stand it. Do you believe that crap about parents loving their kids unconditionally? You don't understand how the world works. I'm well aware of how the world works. My mother was just like you. Oh, is that right? You're saying you were just like me as a kid? I guess that adds up, considering you piss me off just as much as she does. You can think whatever you want about me. I don't care. But what you've been doing is a crime. Oh, is that right? A crime. You have legal responsibility for your daughter. You get more money from the government because Mia is your dependent. So you have an obligation to take care of her. Just sending her to school is not enough. And putting her in the hospital for malnourishment is a crime in and of itself. You're full of it. You have a smartphone, right? Why don't you look this up yourself? The government's cracking down on this stuff lately, so I think they'll be all over your case. Hold on a second. This isn't enough to arrest me over. You think so? I don't know. But I believe you have some other offenses under your belt, don't you? It sounds like you've been working at getting paid under the table while you've been collecting unemployment checks. I believe that's considered fraud. Huh? Did Mia tell you that too? That's right. You're lying. She knows better than to go against me like that. She's listened to everything I've ever said. And when she got caught for shoplifting, she didn't tell them anything. She wouldn't try and get me in trouble like this. I know what this is. This is just some crackpot idea that you cooked up to harass me. You just said a moment ago that a parent doesn't have to unconditionally love their kid. The same thing should apply to kids. Do you really think Mia loves you no matter what? Oh, of course she does. Who else does she have? Then if you understand that already, that makes you even worse. Kids aren't possessions. They're individuals with their own unique personalities. The reason Mia hasn't gone against you until now is because she thought she couldn't survive without you. But that's not love. Hey, let me talk to her. I want to talk to her directly. I want to apologize for everything I've done. She'll understand. She's my daughter, after all. You don't get to call her your daughter only when it suits you. Anyway, she's under protection right now, so it won't be easy for you to talk to her. Just give it up. It's time for you to atone for what you've done to her. If you help me, I should be able to meet with her, right? Please, I just need to talk to her. If you have something you want to say, then you could say it to a child services worker. You know, kids have a lot more on their mind than adults think they do. And because they don't know about the world yet, when you hurt them, they think it must be normal. Mia has been pushing through this pain the whole time. She didn't talk back or anything. Thought she was doing okay. Well, how would you feel if you had to live in her shoes? Wouldn't you find it totally unbearable? I don't know. Maybe. You should treat people the way you want to be treated. Even kids know that. Alright, fine, I'm a bad mother. I get it already. But I don't want to lose my way of life, okay? I'll do anything you ask. I'll listen to anything you have to say. So would you help me out? Just this once. I think if you said something to Mia, you could change her mind. You don't regret anything, do you? I'm going to show this whole conversation to Child Services. What? No! Wait a second! Mia is the only reason you've been able to live the way you've been living until now. But it's time for you to let all of that go. It's time for you to give her a better life. After that, the court put a restraining order on Mia's mother. She lost custody a while later. She didn't end up getting arrested over how she treated Mia. But she was charged over $15,000 in fines for the illegal welfare payments she received. Even though it was her first offense, she was sentenced to prison. It takes a lot for someone to confess the crimes of their own mother. Honestly, I was worried about a girl as young as Mia having to deal with this. But she's more cheerful now than she was before, so actually I feel a bit relieved. By the way, I found out the reason why Mia and Sophia became friends. Sophia saw Mia about to shoplift one day, by chance. So Mia said something to her about it, and their conversation at that time was the start of their friendship. Sophia started asking Mia to come to dinner so that she wouldn't have to steal food to eat. I wish I knew what was going on much sooner. But it takes courage to tell other people about your friends' struggles. I'm just happy that Sophia realized what was going on so quickly and was able to help Mia. After Mia's mother went to jail, Mia was put into foster care and was transferred to another school. But they should both end up in the same high school. Until then, they're going to stay friends and do homework together. And Mia still comes over once a week and stays for dinner with us, just like before. From now on, I want to support both of these girls as much as I can. After all, that's my job as an adult.